Right, so the definition of belittle.
Is to put yourself down.
Well, yeah, it's actually to be and then to be little. So to feel smaller.
Make yourself smaller than what you really are.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
This makes me laugh because it's all got the word little in it.
Yeah. So
that's what we're going to be talking about in Get Real
with the English
Sisters.
Sisters.
This week's podcast episode is going to be about belittling.
Yeah, and if you belittle yourself.
More than anything else.
Yeah, more than anything else.
Yes. If you enjoy this podcast episode, please follow us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts, and also on social media, and come and see us on YouTube too, because we do love to hear from you.
Yes, we really do. So comment, share, and let's get to know each other.
Exactly.
So, yes, this story about belittling yourself. Normally you often hear about other people belittling, like...
Put yourself down.
It's a form of abuse, isn't
Yeah.
it? If somebody else belittles you, and that can happen a lot of the time.
When you're not good enough.
Well, they can make comments and make you feel as if you're not good enough,
I think today I was listening to a podcast where this one was saying that his mum said to him, never let your sparkle die. No, never let anyone else put your sparkle out.
Yes, that's a really good piece of advice.
So I think when other people belittle you, it's because they're putting you down, and because they want to make themselves look bigger in the end, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah. They've got their own insecurities, they've got their own issues. Maybe they've been brought up with that kind of behaviour themselves, so they use this kind of sarcastic tones and these belittling. They use words on you as well, like, where do you think you're going dressed like that, for example?
Yeah, who do you think you
or
are?
Who do you think you are? Do you think you can actually you're not going to get away with that, or you won't be able to do that, or whatever it is?
You're not good enough for that.
You're not good enough, yeah. But I mean,
I think more often than not, the biggest offender
is oneself. That's what I was going to think. Yes, it may come from voices you've got in your head because other people have said it, and so that can slowly nudge at your self-esteem.
It could
yeah,
be that, but I think more often than not, it's not that. It's just your own insecurities.
Really big. Why? Where do these insecurities come from, though? If not
I think
from
they
the
come
past
from
you,
society, yeah.
From society. So not from.
No, from your friends at school, maybe from your.
So from the past,
from
the past.
Probably from not being mentored properly, not being encouraged to feel good about yourself, and maybe also it's a kind of form of modesty, like the British, they don't like. It's called bragging, isn't it? If you go on and on about how good you are at something, stop bragging. Don't get big-headed.
So the fact that
So it could be a cultural thing as well.
Yeah. I kind of know what you mean, like by saying bragging, but what I was thinking when we were saying we were going to talk about belittling was like those words that you say to yourself in your own head, kind of thing. Yeah, like the feelings you feel of how you belittle.
I think a lot of those feelings come from like an insecurity. Like maybe if you first sang your first song and you were all proud of yourself, and then someone told you were rubbish at it.
Yeah.
And put you down, a teacher or whatever. Then you're going to feel bad afterwards, and that feeling can remain with you. That feeling of insecurity. Usually, most kids, especially if you're a bit sensitive, you don't just say, "Oh, who cares?" You will be, taken aback if you're not encouraged.
Yes,
you're like tiny seedlings when you're children, when you have to be like nurtured and
you
watered
definitely do,
and loved to be able to blossom into flowers and.
So once again, it's coming from your past. Normally, if you're an adult, this kind of sense of belittling yourself has come from past things that have occurred to you that have formed beliefs, and they formed feelings that stay with you today.
Probably.
So maybe we have to kind of like think, if we do have a belittling thought in our head, we have to think, hey, where's this coming from? Is this really me, or is it something that's happened in my past, somebody else's voice, or
This is society.
is it society, like today's society's voice, like things I see on social media that make me feel as if I'm not good enough, or if I'm not. Yeah, I know what you mean. It is a great cause of anxiety, though, isn't it? This feeling of not being enough, of belittling yourself all the time. And it can be really, really devastating psychologically, can't it?
Well, I think that everyone is, like, most people have been affected by it at some time or other. I don't think, unless you're really narcissistic or really, you know, like, you haven't got many emotional skills. If someone puts you down, or if society, you're going to be influenced by that. Well, I mean, I
Yeah.
wonder what it would be like is if from when you were tiny you were taught that you were amazing and that you could do anything you wanted to do, and you could anything, even if you tried to do something and you failed at it, it didn't matter, and no one's going to laugh at you, and everyone was going to clap you for and give you like kudos for for trying your best. I mean, how would we be as a society? I'm sure it would be completely different.
Yeah. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? I mean, that sounds like it's just so unreal, though, isn't it? If there could be a world where something like that would,
It'd be like
it
a utopia.
it would be like a utopia. Yeah, I imagine we'd all be like geniuses, and we'd all be good at something. Is what I mean. Not geniuses in
I think we
everything,
would be
but good
at
in
because you would
one
try something
thing.
and then you would fail, or you wouldn't do as well in it, and
Exactly.
realize you weren't as
As
as good at it.
yeah, you
Because, I mean, we're all going to be, after all, it
No.
takes a hell of a lot of commitment to be, and a lot of skill to be the next Einstein or whatever.
yes, yes.
Now there's
But
been
you might
studies
be
on-
great at doing something else, and you
might be
can.
great at looking after children or something.
Yeah, whatever you're great at. Yeah, but you're really good at that. So, this kind of podcast is to give yourself a little shout out to yourself and say, look, maybe I'm belittling what I'm actually really good at, and just saying, oh, well, that's nothing, because like what you said, I'm taking care of children, or I'm whatever you're really good at. You might be really good at drawing cartoons, or I don't know. I can't.
You can't think of
No, I can't think of it now. But there are people like the lady who tidies up all the time. The famous. Come on.
Maria Kondo.
Yes, yes. Yes, I mean, she discovered she was really good at tidying up, and she's made like a whole career out of it. So if she was belittling herself, she'd think, oh, well, I mean, all I do is tidy up.
Yeah,
And
anyone
can tidy up. And yeah, maybe I've got a good knack at it. My house is super tidy. But have I really got something to teach to this world? Well, yes. Marie Kondo did have something to teach the world, and she still does. Keep the items that give you joy. I mean, that's like the saying, isn't it?
She's given the slogan, hasn't
She's
she?
made the slogan, yeah.
She's made it like a worldwide thing that everyone's heard of it, more or less.
Yeah, and kind of you think of it, don't you? If you want to keep something and your space, you're overfilling, you think, oh, do I really want this? Does it give me joy? What are you
And
laughing
you
at?
say everything gives me joy. I want to keep everything.
Yeah. No, you don't.
My
If you
daughter's
do it
always
real,
saying that I want to keep
you
them.
say that.
I always look at something, could this be useful? Can I upcycle it? Can I do it? And then years later I'll go and get it.
No, and then chuck
No,
it
I
out.
do.
No,
I never. I usually give it away.
give it away. Yeah, that's nice. But I mean, that was if that person, this Marie, had decided to ignore herself and to belittle herself, she would have been nowhere today.
Well, she would have been just where she was before,
For-
but she wouldn't have had this massive career.
Exactly.
She would have had a tidy house.
And she wouldn't have been able to help so many people either. So
That's the thing. I think you have to realise that what you're most good at could be what actually could help the most people as well.
Yeah,
and maybe you're just belittling and saying, well, what's the point?
yeah, I'm good at what am I good at? I don't know, whatever you're good at, you know what you're good at. I mean, it could be like just making paper boats with paper.
Origami.
Yeah, origami, yeah. That's it. I mean, that's not something to belittle. That's an art in Japan. So you might be really good doing something like that, really great with your hands, doing something else, whatever it is, or even just talking to people, connecting.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't have to turn everything into a business though, because I think nowadays
No,
it's
no.
all enough already thinking you could be selling them on it.
That's because you've got like the business mindset. I wasn't
know,
talking
but no,
about business.
You do not have to turn it into a
I was
business
actually
unless
thinking
you
of
want
like
to.
these paper boats could go like to a charity or make, you
I
know.
was thinking of them. I was thinking they'd be great for parties and things.
That's what I was thinking, really. Yes. But I mean, why not? If you can make a business out of what you love doing and what you're really
Well,
good at.
I think that's another thing. If you
That's
want
another
to, yes,
thing, yeah.
if you're like looking for a new career or a new start in life, and you actually think, what am I good at?
Yeah, a lot of the times.
A lot of the times, what you're good at, you think you take it per scontato here, which
It's
in
what they
Italy
say
means
is
for granted.
for granted,
So
yeah.
you take it for granted, so you don't actually notice that you're actually good at it.
Yeah, that's what I
So
mean.
you have to actually become aware of the fact that you're good at that.
Yeah, so what do
So
you
what
do
do you
with
find that's so
easiness,
easy?
with flow, whatever it is that you just do and you don't even really notice you're doing it so well? And that could be just like, you know, like organizing stuff or being really competent, I don't know, with software,
I was just
computer,
thinking
anything.
that sometimes, though, there could be little hurdles in your way.
No need to be so happy. Hurdles are going to come in every way. It's just little hurdles in your way. Very posh.
Because I'm just thinking about, like, for instance, that we're good at talking about things, aren't we?
Yes.
We love talking.
We love communicating in a
ideas
deeper level,
at
though.
a deeper level, so it's not just like what we call iron talk, which is just like fluffy talk about nothing, even though that can
No,
be very
iron
therapeutic.
talk is therapeutic.
I know, but no, what I mean is talking about
Small
that.
talk,
Small
the
talk,
weather
yes,
and
the
blah, blah,
weather,
blah.
or gossiping uselessly
Yeah.
about people. But we like talking
Gossip
about
always turns into therapy with us.
I know.
So even if one friend just wants to gossip about one other friend and they say, oh, I don't know, in the end we're like, oh, so what is the issue with this other friend? It's always going to be a massive session trying to figure out how to help, isn't it?
It turns out into one of those. But I'm thinking, but for instance, for us that we're so good, I mean, it have to be like my daughter to point it out. Mum, you and Auntie love talking about things.
Yeah.
You're always discussing really, arguments, discussions about mental health.
Yeah.
Always talking about things. So why don't you start a podcast?
Yeah, you're
And
right.
we
I
said
didn't even think it
no.
could be related to us.
Exactly, it's related. I just thought about it. No, we can't. Mum, that's a limit, because she grew up with us with
yeah.
a neuro-linguistic program. Mum, that's a limiting belief. You know it fine well. You're the one that's taught me this.
Yes, stop
So
limiting
get the
yourself.
equipment and find out. So that's what I mean by the hurdle.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
yeah.
sometimes what you're most good, you're really good at something, but you might, there might be a little hurdle in your way. So there might be something you have to learn to be able to, like,
to master it, yes.
To master that one part of it.
What, like,
so that
for us, it was the
all,
techie stuff.
It was all the technical stuff, wasn't it? So once you've mastered that, then the talking, this part comes easy to us.
Easy
It's just
peasy.
natural.
Yeah, this is natural. Yeah, you're
And
right.
it's what we love doing.
What we would do anyway.
And what we would do in front of a cup of tea in the kitchen.
Exactly.
In the kitchen every single day of our lives.
And when this podcast finishes, we'll be ranting about it in the kitchen with a cup of tea, because it goes on. It goes on. The more we discuss it, like in the podcast, then we take it away and we
elaborate.
We elaborate in
it. We soak it in ourselves.
We learn from it.
We learn from it. So that's what I mean by little hurdles. So sometimes there could be something in your way that you think, oh no, I can't do it because I'm not good at that bit of it.
Yes, because it's just one part of it, but there's the rest of it. Oh, that's easy, dead easy.
Yeah, and if there is a part of it, like, I mean, we managed to. I'm quite, after all these years, I've kind of learned a little bit of the techie stuff. So with a bit of help from my daughter, I managed to figure it out.
Yeah,
and I can do it. But if you do have more challenging issues that you can't actually do. You can ask for help. You can get help to do. There's so many forums and people that'll, if you reach out to them, they'll help you.
Yeah, there is so many nowadays. Thank goodness me.
Or you can pay for stuff as well. You can pay for someone to help you, and you'll be
even
helping someone
small
else.
sums of money,
Yeah,
and then
small
you
sums.
get to where you want to go.
Yeah, because sometimes it's just a tiny little hurdle, isn't it?
A lot of the times, it's just you don't realize
so
that what
insignificant.
you're good at is precious. It's not. It's your treasure, but it's also your treasure to share, really, because we do live in a society where we're all interconnected with each other. So if you're really good at something, don't just say, oh yeah, I know how to do it. Oh, that's easy. That's not of worth because it's easy. It's so easy. It comes to you so easily. It's not of worth.
No, like
Why
yesterday.
not? I'm trying to think of other examples that people have said to
I was
us.
just thinking yesterday on because our mother was a seamstress. Yesterday I was watching Amanda Wakely, who also has her podcast now, and she had a cashmere jumper that had been eaten by moths. One of her jumpers.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was from her fashion line or not. I
Yeah.
didn't get that far, but she was fixing it. So she was making, but instead of like choosing a thread that was more or less the same color, she'd chosen a black thread that was black wool, and she was just showing us how to fix the jumper.
How to fix a
And I
jumper.
was thinking that's a sewing skill that so many people don't know how to do now.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
she was saving this jumper that before, you might have someone else
With
might
a
have
hole
just
in
thrown
it, you say
out.
chuck it out.
Yeah, or given it away,
Yeah.
or recycled it into some kind of piece of wool or something. So I was thinking that's a really useful skill that she's teaching other people how to do, and also
That is
how
so
not to
true.
be wasteful and to be mindful of there's
Yes.
so many other little hidden messages behind it, isn't
I
there?
do think that's where social media can be used for the good.
Yeah.
Because if you are really great at doing something now, you can actually share it, and you're going to get the esteem from other people as well that are going to be saying, oh, that's great, as well, which is probably going to affect your own self-esteem. You're going to get other people that are going to praise you for it.
Yeah,
But I don't want that to be the main
No,
thing.
because I think if you really, when you do, if we're talking about here belittling what you're good at, it's
yes.
a different thing to actually belittling yourself all the time.
All the
putting yourself
time, yeah.
down.
Yes, that's very different,
Yeah.
actually.
So
yeah.
if you belittle what you're good at, it just means you might take it for granted, and you
Right.
just say, "Oh, whatever." Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
good.
that's
Like
easy.
someone might have a beautiful way of putting their makeup on, and someone else, their friends are always telling them, "Oh my gosh, I love the way you do your makeup. You look so amazing all the time. I wish I could do that." And then, you can show them how to do it, and you might think, "Oh no, that's nothing. I've got, I've always done it like that. No, it's nothing great." Blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you feel insecure or whatever.
So you have to get past those feelings, I think.
Yeah, I think
Listen to what other
listen to what you're
people-
saying about yourself. When you say, "Oh, that's nothing," "Oh no, that's really easy," "Oh no, it's just it's just natural."
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Look
Yeah.
out for these words that you're saying to yourself.
Yeah, that's
and
a
then
good
that's
piece of
probably where
advice.
your skill lies.
Yeah, exactly. Well, just when you're saying
Underneath.
that's easy. If somebody says, "Yeah, that's it," you get a compliment, and then you just dismiss a compliment. You say, "Oh, that was a piece of cake." I don't even know why they're saying that. That was so easy.
Like,
Yeah, you can just do it because it's so clear to you. Whereas for somebody else, it's like jumble, and they can't understand how to get the task done. You just do it. And then it's just so easy to you. And then they say, wow. Well, they're probably not even that expressive because they'll probably just say, oh, cool. Because we always say, wow to everything. We get so
I'm
happy.
teaching my husband to be more expressive with me because I said, "You get so many wows," and when I do something,
Yeah.
he just, "Oh, all right."
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah,
Not
good.
even well done. Now he's learning, but otherwise he's just like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, just, sure. Sure.
Yours is the same, isn't it?
Oh,
Isn't he?
definitely.
He wants
Definitely.
so many wows.
Goodness me.
And me.
So spoilt for the wows. If honestly, if he creates something, because like he repairs and he fixes antique lights, and a lot of the time he also basically he creates them because he has all these Murano glass pieces that he recreates into something divine, I must say. But just me saying divine, I mean, look at it.
I know.
It's just praise, praise, praise. But if I don't, like if he sends me a photo and I don't even just write wow, or I don't, oh my God, then he's like, oh gosh, you didn't like it then? I go, I did like it. I said it bello. He said, yeah, but, and then I got it down. I go, you want the wow, don't you? You want the English wow. And that's what you want. So, I think we have to give ourselves that wow more often.
No,
What we're good at. Yeah, what we're
for granted.
Yeah, it's like what you said. It could be whatever it is.
It could be washing dishes. I don't know.
Whatever it is, you're really
Cleaning.
Cleaning
is a good one.
Cleaning is a brilliant one.
That's a difficult one.
That's a difficult one.
Took us years to learn, didn't it?
God, yeah.
How to tidy up.
How to tidy up. Yes, well, I was thinking
things
if you
away.
put things away after you use them, clean, be efficient.
That's the number one tip we learned, didn't we? When we realised it, gosh, it was like a breakthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Put things away when you use them.
Yeah, so like if you get the coffee out of the cupboard, put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who is it that taught us that? It's a
We
shout
taught
out.
ourselves.
No, it was Stefania.
Ah.
Stefania, yes, we can
Your
say her.
sister-in-law.
My ex-sister-in-law, yeah, she was brilliant at tidying up. The house was always so tidy. And then I watched her and I said, how do you have it so tidy? And she says, well, I don't know. You get something and then you put it away. You get something, you put it away. I said, God, it's such a big job though. She said, no, it's not. And then I realised in my
She said
kitchen,
it's easy.
It's easy, yeah. So then when I came home and I started cooking, instead of just getting the spoon out and then I would rinse it and then put it in the dishwasher. Everything I would get, that's where I learned it from. Then I told you about
didn't
her.
have a dishwasher in those days.
Well, no, I didn't, but I do that now. I didn't have a dishwasher.
That's
No.
what I was going to say.
But I remember taking things out of the cupboard and
putting them in
putting
the
them
sink.
back. Or putting them back straight away. And at first I used to think that was really quite hard.
I remember you told me, and I thought, that's a hard thing to do. Every single thing you get out.
Yeah, but then
Then we made the conscious effort of doing it, and it was a lot better.
it was.
Gosh, it made
So
things
like
a
if
lot
you try
easier.
a piece of clothing on, instead of just throwing it on the bed and then going, you remember, like when you want to go out and you want to try on different
We
stuff.
used to be fascinated by this because we'd pop into her house, it'd always be spotless, and ours would always be.
In a terrible mess, yeah. That's why it was fascinating.
All
But then I
clothes
would
on the
see
bed.
what she was doing. She would try these jeans on, try them with a sweatshirt. No, I don't like that. But instead of just throwing it down, folding, putting it away. Getting the jeans back, putting them away. Everything she tried on, she would just put it away. So she didn't have a big heap
Do you
on
know
the bed
that I
or on the
still
chair.
don't do that sometimes when I'm going out. I leave it all on the bed.
I did that once as well, I confess.
Just once.
Yeah, most of the time I put it away though. Just once, yeah.
I don't if I'm going out
For the night.
for the evening.
Yeah, So for the evening, you just throw it down on your
I
bed
laugh 'cause
still.
sometimes I've still got the girl in me.
But then when you come back at night, you've
Then
got
I
to
just
tidy
know,
up
Then I've got like a clothes horse, so I just chuck it all on there
and leave it for
and
tomorrow.
leave it for the next day when I make the bed, and then I tidy up a bit. But a lot of the stuff does tend to go on the clothes horse if I'm in a rush. Only when
Yeah, no, I've done that. I did that the other night, actually. I just left 2 or 3 things down there quite nervously.
and
And I
usually my
thought-
shoes I leave around as well.
Yeah, I think I left my shoes as well, yeah.
I'm a bit scared of the shoes now ever since Otto ate one of mine now.
Yeah, you should never leave your shoes around.
No,
I mean, they were
especially the
English
special
sister's
ones.
outfit as well, those nice
I know.
shoes.
We were just saying how we love them so
Yeah,
much.
they were lovely, those
Comfortable.
shoes. The little dog comes along and eats the entire heel, which is dangerous for him as well.
Well, he just kind
He
of
spits
chewed on
it
it.
out,
No, he
yeah.
doesn't. He eats that.
That's what I mean. They actually eat
But
plastic
this one,
and
this
leather
was
parts.
because he hadn't eaten it. He just like gnawed on it enough
Yeah,
for
but
it to
he
be ruined.
destroyed it. Yeah.
Anyway,
So
he's a
he
cutie, so I
he
can't
keeps
tell
you
him off too
tidy,
much.
doesn't he?
A little bit more. But sometimes I forget. I do forget.
Well, it's normal to forget, but you learn a skill and you know how
I've
to put it
learned
in
the skill,
action.
and I actually do for most of stuff. Most of it. Bathroom gets a bit messy at times.
Yeah.
I laugh because when I leave a mess in the bathroom, it's okay. But if my husband leaves
I
a mess, I
know.
don't like it.
I know.
But then I never
That's
say.
not fair,
I don't
though,
say
is it?
anything though because I realise that my mess is. He doesn't say anything about my mess.
No, they don't care about our messes. The truth is, I mean, they don't care about mess at all. I wonder when they would actually care
Some of the
about
mess they
mess.
do. My hubby doesn't like it if I leave my tea bag in my cup, so that's like a mess.
Ah, he
They
doesn't.
and if I'm in a rush, I might just leave it on the sink.
He doesn't like that.
No, so I'm making a conscious effort though. I do respect.
Yes, you got to respect. You must do that.
What do you find that you belittle yourself about? And this imposter syndrome. Most actors and really people that they often say they feel this imposter syndrome.
Oh, is that the same kind of
It's
thing?
the same kind of thing as belittling yourself.
Because there might
Because
be
you
really
just
good.
think you're not good enough.
Yeah. Is that the same thing? Do you reckon?
Maybe slightly different.
It's on the verge, isn't it?
I would say so.
You feel like you're an imposter, and you're, oh well, that's nothing to write home about,
Yeah,
sort
what
of
I
thing.
did. I mean, you might
What
be
have I
in a-
done?
Yeah, you might be an amazing in the film or whatever. You've done an amazing film, and you just think, well,
That wasn't
good at
that
it.
difficult.
And you
Yeah.
belittle what you actually, all the skills you actually needed to be able to do that part in that film.
So true.
I don't think they add it all up in their minds. They
No.
might be just looking, they're segmenting them, they're like fractioning it.
But I think the people that
Making
don't belittle
fractions.
themselves are the really happy ones as well, that kind of like can really share their gift with the world, can't
The ones
they?
that don't or
The ones that
do?
don't, no. The ones that don't. So like you could have,
Well, you mean the ones that are really confident?
yeah, the ones that are like, for example, I went to a bar yesterday, a coffee bar, and the barista made a delicious coffee, and I said, "Wow, what you this?" Well, again with the wow, I go, "Wow, this coffee! I mean, it's delicious, it's amazing." And instead of just just saying like, "Oh yeah, grazie," thank you. No, they went on to tell me how they'd studied how to make the perfect coffee and how they were really happy and how so many customers had told them it was delicious.
Oh, wow.
And so they were so confident, but it was really cute and really nice. And I thought, wow, in the end, when I left, I thought, yeah, sure, making coffee is an art.
Of course it is.
I thought, this is definitely an art. I felt like, oh, wow, I've had really good coffee.
What bar was it?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask me. It was Mileti, yeah, and they were so
they're very
proud of it. They're
professional
very
there.
professional there, but they were so proud, and so I thought, wow, there's somebody that's not just saying, oh yeah, I make coffee for a living,
well,
I
yes,
serve coffee,
yes.
yeah, so what? No, there was great pride in there,
That
and
makes a big difference.
massive difference. Afterwards I left, I thought, I'm definitely coming back here whenever I can. But just discreetly, it's not like they were bragging.
No. But you wouldn't want to go to a surgeon that said, oh, I'm not very good at what I do.
Well, come on, don't give me that extreme. God, what are you going to say? A pilot who flies a plane now. So I'm not very good at flying his plane. Every now and then I doze off. It's the same thing about a surgeon. Your life is at risk. Come on. We want competent people in those kind of roles, don't we? It's different to saying, coffee. I mean, you can't really compare the two, can you? Are you joking?
Maybe.
Come on, a surgeon.
No, I think, do you think the surgeon would have known that they were good at being, doing that?
They were particularly good at having those skills.
I don't think they would have been the kind of person that belittled themselves.
No, well, I don't think in those kind of works. I think you're mentored, as you say. You have other, mentors that say, you're particularly good at surgery. Why don't you get into that field of medicine? Become a surgeon.
Yeah.
Because you're good at it. And then you get like what when I used to watch Grey's Anatomy, I would see all the interns, they were getting told what they were good at.
Yes.
Come on, that's what real life
like
is.
mentorship.
I have my niece and she is studying medicine and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
She says she realised that she was quite good at surgery. So she might take surgery on her, and she's had a few professors telling her she's good at it.
But did she belittle herself about
She
it?
certainly did, though, at the beginning.
Well, there you go,
because
then.
I was the one, when she said she was good at it, when some other surgeon said, you could actually be doing this, she was going, yeah, auntie, but come on, I don't know. Yes, maybe I was just enthusiastic because it's the first time I'd actually been
So
there.
it was something that was really natural to her, because other people
It was
freak out
no,
about it.
There was like one of them was practically fainting.
Yeah,
the
but
classical.
she was kind of belittling.
She was
belittling.
actually belittling
This is
herself.
what
You're
I'm
right,
interested in.
because she said, "No, auntie, you see, the thing is, I watched loads of videos, and so it's not like
It was natural to her, so for her it didn't seem that difficult, is what I mean.
Yeah, I said, come on. I mean, you're actually, cutting someone open it's a real big deal, isn't it? No, it's not a big deal. You see it all the time.
So it was a
And
natural
so
thing.
for her, it came naturally, and I was,
So that's where her mentor was good then, to catch her there and say no.
Well, her mentor didn't actually say it. I was telling her to tell you the truth.
So you were her mentor.
Well, I don't know. She just came home. Remember, she was here. She
Yeah, I
came to the
remember.
pool one day, and we were just chatting. Because I don't know.
I thought someone had already told her about it before we spoke to her.
Well, somebody had said,
Yeah.
yes, you do seem to be,
at it.
inclined to this, but she was brushing it off, though.
Yes, she was. I remember I was there.
So I don't know. Yeah, you're right.
I think
Careful
if you-
not to brush these
careful
things
not-
off.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Do not brush it off.
Do not just go, oh, well,
Yeah,
just
it's just easy for me. It's not a big deal.
not a
yeah.
big deal. No, it is a big deal, no matter what it
And
is.
not-
Whether
others
it's,
may not be
yeah,
inclined.
you
in
could
the
be
same
really
way.
good at counting money for all
Because
we
you
knew.
could be
You
really-
could work in a
yeah,
bank.
Yeah,
You're
because
good
you're
at
good at
counting.
finances.
Finances. You like counting the dollars or the
You'd be
pounds.
fascinated with money. And
Exactly.
you might think, oh, that's nothing.
That's rubbish. Everyone knows how to count money. No, they don't.
But are we talking about career advice here then?
Anything really. It's not just career advice. Well, most of it. I don't know why I seem to be thinking more of career advice, because what you're good at could actually become your career, couldn't it? And it's like us.
Yeah.
So I tend to be thinking of that, but I think it's what you're good at could be just something that you can just
Nurture for yourself.
nurture, yeah, and just say, no, I'm really good at finding my own calm and tranquility, whereas other people can't find it. They don't know how to do that.
Like peace of mind, you mean?
Yeah, like you can go into your own quiet space and know how to manage your anxiety and
Your
but that's
emotions.
mainly due to training as well and to therapy. So because
Not always.
not always, no, self-soothe
No,
in a
some-
positive,
yes,
helpful way, not
exactly.
in a
Destructive.
destructive way by overeating or over drinking, etc.
Well, what do you think? We'd be fascinated to know. Do you
Really
belittle
fascinated,
yourself?
yes.
Have you found that when you've actually realised what your greatest skill is and put it to use, whether in your own personal life or in your career, it's helped you along? Let us know.
Let us know, please do. We would be fascinated to find out.
And we will be wowed.
We will be. We will definitely give you a wow.
So join us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and please follow and rate this show.
You'll find us on Instagram as well, because we're at Get Real with English Sisters on Insta.
Yeah.
So you can comment and share and write messages there. It's really
And do
easy.
each episode.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, we will answer your DMs.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So keep in touch.
Keep in touch. Bye for now.
Bye.